The training grounds shimmered with a cold silver sheen as the sun broke over the horizon, casting long shadows across the dew-slicked field. New recruits stood shoulder to shoulder, shivering slightly in the chill of the early morning. Breath plumed like smoke from their mouths, boots crunching softly on the frost-covered gravel as they formed ranks. Among them was a man who didn't quite fit the picture Jake Hawley. He was older, his face lined with years in war, his frame lean but wiry. His posture was rigid from habit, every muscle tight with discipline. But his hands trembled just slightly, betraying something deeper: fatigue, pain, or maybe memory. Whispers floated through the line like smoke through trees. "Who let Grandpa in?" came the sneer from a broad-shouldered recruit named Cole, who elbowed the guy beside him. "He looks like he wandered in from a VI hospital." A few chuckles followed, low and derisive, as their eyes raked over Jake's frame. Faded scars peeked from beneath the collar of his shirt, old wounds that hadn't fully healed, yet worn with no apology. "Drill." Sergeant Masterson's voice cracked like thunder. Across the field, he was an iron-jawed relic of 100 missions past, his bark enough to shake birds from trees. "You maggots think this is a daycare?" he bellowed, pacing before the line like a wolf. "We'll see who's laughing on the other side of the obstacle course. Move out." The recruits surged forward, feet pounding across the field. Jake moved with deliberate control, each motion measured, like someone used to conserving strength for what really mattered. At the rope climb, he gripped the thick coil with calloused fingers, muscles bunching beneath his shirt. But halfway up, his arms began to quake. He slipped hard. He hit the ground in a splash of mud. Laughter broke out immediately. "Come on, Pops, need a stair lift?" Cole called, breezing past him. Jake wiped grit and dirt from his face as Masterson blew the whistle. "Hullay," he barked. "You're holding up my company. Climb or quit." Jake looked up, eyes steady. "Yes, Sergeant." He tried again and again. Each time he fell, the snickers grew louder, the ridicule sharper. That night in the barracks, as he unpacked in silence, Cole swaggered over and threw Jake's duffel out the door. "You don't belong here," he spat. Jake didn't speak. He just bent down, picked up his bag, and walked back in. As he passed through the doorway, his fingers brushed the scorched dog tags hidden beneath his shirt-burned metal, nearly unreadable, resting just over his heart. Weeks passed in a blur of shouting, marching, push-ups, and pain. Jake always lagged. He was last on hikes, slow on drills, clumsy on reloads. He became a target, not just for Cole, but for others too. Even Masterson seemed to take pleasure in tearing him down. "You're a disgrace to that uniform," he roared one morning after Jake missed a grenade mark by several feet. Jake simply nodded, swallowed the shame, and kept going. Then came inspection day. Masterson stormed through the barracks like a hurricane, tearing open lockers, yanking out gear, barking insults. When he reached Jake's bunk, he sneered, snatching the tags from under his shirt. "What the hell is this?" he snapped, examining the warped metal. "You melt these for sympathy points." The dog tags were nearly unreadable letters mangled by fire. But as Masterson squinted, something changed. His voice faltered, his eyes narrowed. The room held its breath. 173rd Airborne. He muttered, "Operation Enduring Freedom." Time dropped away. Flashback, Kunar Province, Afghanistan. 2012. A Black Hawk spiraled in flames against the dawn sky. Inside, chaos reigned. Gunfire ripped through metal. Screams, smoke, a younger Jake face streaked with blood, and Grind dragged a wounded Marine toward the rear hatch. "Move! Move!" he yelled, shoving the man into waiting hands. He turned back. The pilot was pinned. He didn't hesitate. The explosion hit like thunder, throwing Jake back into the dust. His vest caught fire. But he got up. Through smoke and searing agony, He pulled 2 more men out of the wreck before collapsing. The camera holds. On his dog tags burning hot in the dirt, glinting in the sun. Back in the barracks, Masterson's hand trembled as he stared at Jake's tags. The recruits looked on, confused, unsettled. Masterson's voice dropped to a whisper. "Sergeant Jacob Hawley," his voice caught. "Silver Star, 3 Purple Hearts." The silence was deafening. Cole's smirk vanished. His face turned pale. Masterson, with uncharacteristic reverence, straightened up and gave a salute so sharp it cracked the air. "Company, attention!" The barracks exploded into motion as every recruit scrambled to their feet. "This man saved 16 lives in Cunor while you were still sucking juice boxes. From now on, you will address him as Sergeant Heil." Jake didn't react. He stood still, scars glowing under the fluorescent lights, the same as always except. Now the room saw them. A few nights later, during a brutal night land navigation exercise, Cole wandered off course. His ankle twisted, pain shooting up his leg. The woods were cold, dark, unforgiving. He yelled, but the sound was swallowed by the trees. Hours passed. Panic set in. Then faint, just a flicker, a light, a shadow moving closer. It was Jake. Compass in hand, eyes sharp. "You came back?" Cole gasped. Jake didn't answer. He just hoisted Cole up, supporting his weight like it meant nothing. They moved slowly, step by painful step. At one point, Cole saw a tattoo on Jake's. RIB as a helicopter circling names inked in black. Names of the men he couldn't save. "I'm sorry," Cole whispered. Jake only tightened his grip. "We don't leave people behind." Graduation day came with blue skies and sharp uniforms. The platoon stood tall, different now, humbled, hardened, changed. Masterson called Jake forward and pinned the honor graduate badge to his chest. "I've never met a soldier like you," he admitted, voice cracking. "Why'd you come back?" Jake looked out over the young recruits, brash, loud, foolish once, but now silent, watching him with awe. "Someone's got to teach him," he said simply. The camera lingers as he turns, sunlight catching on his still-burned dog tags. They swing beside Cole's new ones, shiny, unscathed as the 2 men stand side by side. Shadows long and proud across the parade ground, the sun rising behind them.